What's going on, guys? August 19th, 2022, and we have something good for you guys today. LSU Recruiting HQ here, back with another episode. And man, it is time for the LSU football season preview. Man, I've been waiting a long time for this, and it is only going to get better from here because we are officially almost at the 2 week mark till LSU kicks off. We are 16 days away if you're watching on Friday. And man, it's just going to be a great time, man. All the problems of the world will be solved. All that sadness and stuff that you have inside from what some people would call the off season, but there is no off season college football. All that washes away here in a couple weeks. We have week 0 games being played next weekend. A lot of guys kicking off high school football this week. Man, football is just in the air, man, and it is that time of year, and I'm super excited. I know you guys are. So let's talk a little bit about LSU just in general this week. Obviously, another good week in camp. Had a scrimmage this week. But also, LSU landed another commitment from athlete, 4-star athlete Kai Prian from St. James. Another huge in-state get for Brian Kelly, and everybody in that staff is just working so hard, nonstop, around the clock. And man, it is paying off. LSU currently sits with 21 commits for the 2023 class. And you really can't ask for much more than what the staff is giving you right now, with guys still left on the board. It's only going to keep getting better. Obviously, you're going to have drop off when you have many guys in a class already. But that's nothing to get discouraged about. It happens every year. But what the staff is doing right now is just truly amazing in their first full season of recruiting. All right, now we're going to talk about what you all came here today for, and that is my opinion on LSU's record this year. Like, what is LSU going to do this year? But listen, if you're still watching, all right, I hope you are. All right, we got to get the views up. We got to get the duration up. I need you guys to keep watching these videos. All right, another thing I need to do, y'all to do, all right, it is completely free, costs you nothing. All right, I need you to go like. I need you to go subscribe to the channel, man. All it does is help us out. It makes it a lot more towards the algorithm where people can see our videos and we can get the brand out there. I'm just a guy just like you guys. I'm an LSU fan. I'm not a reporter. I'm not a beat writer. I'm not any of that stuff. I don't do radio. I don't do any of that. I'm just a fan just like you who enjoys making videos about LSU athletics, and I just want to share my opinions with you guys, and you guys share your opinions with me by dropping comments in the comment section of these videos. All right. Now that that's done and you've liked the video, all right, LSU football has a great opportunity ahead of them in this 2022 season to project into the future. All right, LSU kicks off the season September 4th on a Sunday night, prime time, 6:30 Central Time, against Florida State in the Dome, Superdome. This will be the first leg of a head-to-head neutral site with Florida State, where we play in Orlando in a couple years. And guys, if you guys don't think LSU's coming out here with their hair on fire and playing their behinds off for that Superdome and Brian Kelly's first game, you got another thing coming. FSU is a talented team. All right, they have a lot of talent. I think Mike Norvell is doing a great job out there. But I'm telling you guys, LSU takes care of business week 1, starting off the Brian Kelly era 1-0 with a 28-24 victory in the Superdome, like I said. And man, it's going to be a party down there in New Orleans the first weekend on a Saturday night. Nobody got to work the next day. But then the party continues in week 2. Because Baton Rouge's finest, man, Southern University and LSU going at it for the first time ever in football. And man, that's going to be such a celebration for the state of Louisiana. Obviously, LSU is going to take care of business. This will be a good game to see where the quarterback race is going to be, because the next week is your first challenge in conference play. Brian Kelly's first conference game as LSU's football coach. He'll take on Mississippi State at home, all right, September 17th. And what an atmosphere that's going to be. If LSU is sitting here 2-0, that place is going to be rocking. And like I said, when that place gets rocking and rolling and people stay throughout the whole entire game, that place is like unother, and LSU will come out with another hard-fought victory. Mississippi State is so good. People are sleeping on them this year, but I mean, I'm so high on Mississippi State. I believe they returned 8 of 11 starters on offense, and then it was like 90-something% of their production from their defense last year. All that's returning, so this is a veteran group. They're not going to be rattled by playing in Death Valley, and I'm looking forward to watching that game as well. But I got LSU taking the win in that one as well. All right. And then to wrap up September, you wrap up September with a game in New Mexico, another non-conference game, another game that LSU should take care of handedly. We're not going to go too far in depth in that. But then this brutal October stretch comes around. LSU heads to Jordan-Hare Stadium, Auburn, Alabama, and man, y'all know how hard it is to win at Auburn. Just ask Alabama, ask anybody, man. That place is so tough to win at. But somehow, some way, LSU becomes the Road Warriors, and I'm not as high as Auburn as I've been in past. Man, the TJ Finley stuff scares me. The quarterback battle with the kid from Texas A&M, Zach Calzada. Tank Bisbee's finally healthy, so that should help. And I'm not really sold that Auburn believes in that coaching staff yet, so that could play into it as well. I think LSU wins this game kind of handily by more than one score. I think LSU takes care of business on the road at Auburn, and then they start the season 5-0. And heading into this matchup with Tennessee at this point in time, they've played Florida. If they can beat Florida and they can beat and they can get through that schedule, maybe being undefeated. They play Pittsburgh early in the season as well if they don't slip up in that game. And LSU and Tennessee could be in a top 20 undefeated matchup Saturday, October 8th. And me personally, I have season tickets, but I live all the way in South Carolina, so I don't get to go to many games. But I picked this game as a game I'm going to this year. The LSU Tennessee game. That place is going to be rocking. I got LSU 5-0. I got Tennessee most likely undefeated at that time. And that place is just going to be crazy. And everybody remembers the 2010 game. That debacle of a game. But with that being said, I got bad news. I got LSU dropping this game at home. And yeah, man, this is one of my 3 swing games, right? That could light LSU season above my expectations or drop them below my expectations. This is one of those swing games. All right, LSU versus Tennessee. I got them losing this game. I think Tennessee's offense is much better than they were even last year. I think their defense has gotten better, and I think LSU is going to get starstruck. I think they're just not going to be ready to play this game, and I think they're going to drop this one to Tennessee. Moving on down the list, October 15th. Still, this month of October is just brutal, man. Another road game at Florida. This year, I got Auburn and Florida in that same category where I have no idea what to expect from these two. But I got LSU winning this game. I got LSU bouncing back after a loss to Tennessee, going 6-1. Beating up on Florida, coming back home the next weekend facing Ole Miss. And a lot of people are high on Ole Miss. I'm not sold on Ole Miss, man. It's hard to replace what they've lost from last year. Yes, Lane Kiffin's a great play caller. Yes, they have a lot of speed on offense and talent. Zach Evans there. Jackson Dart looks like he's going to be the quarterback. But it's hard to replace a guy like Matt Corral and Elijah Moore and guys like that. Those guys just don't grow on trees, and Ole Miss was so good last year. I just think it's going to be a little bit of a letdown for them this year. I think LSU gets that game, and I think they're 7-1 heading into the Alabama game. 7-1. Could you imagine getting back, to that level? You're on prime time for sure. November 5th. After your bye week, you face Alabama, probably going to be the top 5 team in the country at the least. Most likely going to be undefeated at that time as well. But man, I'm telling you guys with all my heart, I want LSU to beat Alabama so bad, just as bad as y'all do. But it is not going to be their year. Bryce Young and Will Anderson and all the guys they have on the outside, the offensive line coming back, the defense coming back. Alabama's just going to be so good this year, and I think they're out for revenge after what happened last year. I think LSU drops this game. I don't know how close it'll be. I really don't want to put a judgment on that because, I thought it was going to be close in pass, and they've got blown out. And then it seems like their down years they play in better than the years that they have a competitive team. So like last year, you only lose the game by 6 points or 7 points or whatever it was. And like I said, this game is hard to predict, but I do think LSU drops this game and falls to 7-2 at that point in time. And then after a rough weekend at home, you head to Fayetteville, Arkansas. I got LSU dropping this game as well, dropping to 7-3 at that point in time. Arkansas is just a well-rounded team. Sam Pittman's got this team going in the right direction. I just think Arkansas is going to be too much at home, and I got LSU dropping that game as well, dropping this 7-3. But then you have your senior game, your last home game of the season against UAB. LSU should take care of business here, moving them to 8-3. And then it's the game, the game that really determines the season at the end of the year, how you want to end with that good taste in your mouth. But you have to go on the road at College Station, and that is a tough place to play. LSU hasn't had much success there in the last couple years they've been, and I got LSU dropping this one as well, finishing the season 8-4. But like I said, the A&M game, the Arkansas game, and the Tennessee game are my 3 swing games, right? LSU has the potential, I think the ceiling for LSU football is 10 wins. 10-2. I think if they can pull out 2 of those swing games, they finish 10-2. That's a solid year. But then, if you lose all those swing games, right, and you're at that 4-loss record, then you can't mess up Auburn. You can't mess up Florida. Those are 2 tough road games. And like I said, those are unpredictable games because I don't know a lot about Auburn. I don't know what I'm going to get from Florida this year. So you're sitting there, thinking that it's 7-5, 6-6, 8-4. I think the ceiling is definitely 10 wins. All right, I think the ceiling could be 10 wins, but I also think their floor is only about 7-5. I don't think they'll go 6-6. Brian Kelly's won wherever he's at, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I think LSU is a better team than they were last year for sure. It's just all about matchups and who they catch at what time. They could run into a team that's hot as all could be and get upset one week, and then bounce back and be the upsetters. So I mean, this year is going to be a frustrating year mentally. Every game's going to be close. They're not going to be blowing guys out. It's not going to be 2019, but it's also not going to be 2020 where they're going to be getting blown out. So you have that to look forward to as well. This is going to be a reminder to appreciate every given Saturday, man. Every Saturday you got to appreciate it, man, and just appreciate LSU football and where they're heading. Don't look about where they came from, or just look about the future, man, and build off of this season, because this season it's not going to be a national championship year, all right? But this could be the stepping stone for the Brian Kelly era that gets things kicked off. Man, and that's all I got for you guys today, man. Like I said, LSU, I got them finished 8-4, possibly maybe jump into 9-3 if they could win the A&M game at the end of the year. That game's always competitive. We'll see where A&M's at that point in time. But like I said, man, if you guys could please do me a favor and like and subscribe to the channel. All it does is help you. And man, drop a comment in the section below and let me know what you guys think LSU's record is going to be this year. And let's see how far off I was, or maybe, you got some smart comments you want to say, call me crazy names and stuff in the comments. It is what it is, though, man. It's my opinions, and I appreciate you guys for watching. And I will be here next week. We'll go ahead and get that FSU preview going. FSU plays a week 0 game. And then, man, football season is going to be right here, and we're going to be rocking and rolling every weekend, man. Thank you guys for watching.